To all of you. This is our second lecture today, which is about themes in the novel The Alchemist. So let's start. So, themes. What is, first of all, theme? Theme is basically the main idea that we get by reading any novel or any piece of work. When we read, we understand that this is the main idea that is being conveyed by the author. So here in this novel, when we read, we find number of themes. We find themes like dreams, fate, love, omens, religion, spirituality. These are the main themes which we find when we read the novel. So let's discuss them one by one. So the first thing that we understand by reading this novel is dream. The novel The Alchemist begins with the dream of a shepherd boy named Santiago. While sleeping near a tree in a sacred at a sacred place in the church, he has a recurring dream. What dream comes or he has again and again. And in that dream, a child who tells him that he'll find a hidden treasure. For this, he has to travel to the Egyptian pyramids, and then he comes across an old woman who tells Santiago that this dream is prophetic and that he must follow its instruction. So dreams are central to this to the alchemist action as well as its meaning. Santiago's dream is the novel's inciting incident, means the event that sets the story in motion. And the author's primary message seems to be that we should follow our dreams. We should go for our dreams. We can fulfill our dreams. Still, students are coming, they're joining, but they are a little bit lazy. Those who want to join, they should do it as soon as possible. So, dreams is probably the most important theme in this novel. After the dream, we have fate. Fate is again very important theme in this novel. It is often cited as a reason not to pursue one's personal legend, as in the case of the crystal merchant, whose motto is Maktab, who feels that whatever is written in destiny will happen. and that is why don't need to make much effort. So he says that don't need to work hard, do it, but not make much effort, because whatever is written in your destiny, it will happen. So here in this novel, you will also find fate. Its role is very important. Basically, as I told you that 20th century writers wrote differently. They wrote in a different way. And when we read them, it is very sometimes difficult to understand the way they have written, because they deal with human psychology. They deal with what is happening inside the mind rather than outside. So here in this novel, you will find fate is often cited as a reason. Then we have love. Another element is love. Without love, according to the alchemist, our lives are incomplete. Once Santiago discovers unconditional love in the person of Fatima, there is little he cannot accomplish. So you can find over here, he falls in love with a girl named Fatima, who is Arab, who is an Arab girl, and he doesn't know about her much, but when he sees her, he falls in love with her, and this is what you'll find here, love, in this novel. It's not as dominating as other elements like fate and dream, but of course love has its role to play, and love definitely has its role to play in real life as well. As we know, the 20th century writer deals with life, they deal with realities. Realism is there. So that is why you'll find the element of love over there. But not love of the kind which we have nowadays, but the love that is real love. Love that is, you know, natural, not artificial love. If anybody of you want to ask any question, you can ask. Can you hear? Yes. Then we have omens. When we read this novel, we find many omens, things or happening, things things or happening, things which happen, and people believe to foretell a future event. That foretell a future event is called omens. Omens can be either good or bad or evil. So introduced by Melchizedek, the king of Salem. Omens are central to the action of the novel. When you read this novel, you will find very important part of this novel, or omens are very important part of this novel. They play a crucial role in Santiago's success as well, as when he correctly interprets the omen of the two hawks fighting over the desert outside the oasis. So when he correctly interprets the omen, so this is again something that plays a very significant role in it. From an you will find religion. When you read this novel from the very beginning to the end, you will find religion is a double-edged sword. Double-edged sword means you'll find from both sides it is very active. According to the alchemist, religion is very important. On one hand, Santiago has a recurring dream that sets him on his way in the sacristy of an abandoned church. On the other hand, he feels that he must abandon that church to experience his personal legend. So, religion also plays a very important role in Santiago's life as well, because his parents wanted him to become priest. His parents wanted him or want Santiago to become a priest, but he doesn't want to be a priest. He studies or he gains knowledge because of priesthood, because of religion. Santiago learned to read because of religious studies, but books are not especially useful to him in his quest. When we read this novel, so we can find over here that the Englishman was disappointed. The years of research, the magic symbol, the strange words, and the laboratory equipment, none of this had made an impression on the boy. His soul must be too primitive to understand those things, he thought. He took back his books and packed them away again in their bags. Go back to watching the karma, he said. That didn't teach me anything either. So, religion has its role to play, and of course, when we read it from the very beginning, we find religious elements. Spirituality, yet another very important thing in this novel, very important theme of this novel, spirituality. When we read this novel, we find spirituality. What the alchemist seems to suggest is that we should give importance to spirituality in place of organized religion. The centrality of personal legends. It is the unity of nature as well. In this, the alchemist, the spiritual unity represented by the soul of the world binds together all of the nature, from human beings to the desert sand. So all these things are spiritual. They are bound to each other. According to the alchemist, this idea underlies the parallel we see in the novel between the alchemist purifying metal into gold and Santiago purifying himself into someone capable of achieving his personal legend. According to the novel, the soul of the world has created an ultimate desire. This is what spirituality. It has created an ultimate desire or personal legend for everything, whether Santiago or a piece of iron. To accomplish its personal legend, each thing must learn to tap into the soul of the world, which purifies. So that continual purification ultimately leads to perfection. So the notion of humans, metals, and all other things sharing the same goal demonstrates that all elements in nature are essentially different forms of a single spirit, and all these are the unity of nature, that is according to the author, is spirituality. So spirituality has been given vital importance by the author in the Alchemist. Yes. So if anyone has any question regarding this, if those who can ask question regarding this, they can ask me. We're talking about the themes. Among these themes, dreams, fate, love, omens, religion, and spirituality. Which theme do you think is the most important theme of the novel? Do you think dream, omens, religion, or spirituality? Which one is more important? So, of course, when we read the novel, when we read the novel, we understand that dreams is probably the most important theme in the novel, because the novel begins with dreams, and the protagonist of the novel pursues the dream. When he pursues the dream, he comes across fate, love, omens, and the element of religion we see over there, spirituality. So, fate, love, omens, religion, spirituality, they all are related to dreams. They all are related to dreams. So, dreams probably is the most important theme in the novel. According to some critics say, so according to some critics, uh, omens here in this novel is probably the most important themes. For this, they present, or they give the reason that since there are good and bad, both omens, so he pursues a dream, but on the way, he is told about good and bad, both things, on different ways, and these things are related to fate, love, and they are all related to religion. So they feel that omens, but they are weak in their point of view. Similarly, when you read, and you'll find that some feel that fate is very important in this novel, or it is probably the most important themes in this novel. As I told you, it's a new novel. It was published in 1993. Still, plenty of research has to be done or conducted on this. So, still, plenty of research has to be done on this novel, and plenty of criticism has to be written. But yet, you will find that dreams is the most powerful themes in the novel. Some critics are also of the opinion that spirituality is a very important thing in the novel. So what the alchemist seems to suggest is that we should value spirituality in place of organized religion. He says that organized religion is something that should not be given value, but spirituality here means, according to uh, this novel, the unity of nature. They all are united. We all are united. We all are like a soul. So this is what he says: spirituality should be given importance rather than organized religion. So when you read this novel, you will find there are a number of lines which indicate the same thing. For example, that is the principle that governs all things. In alchemy, it is called the soul of the world. When you want something with all your heart, that is when you are closest to the soul of the world. It is always a positive force. At another place, it is written, everything on earth is being continuously transformed because the earth is alive and it has a soul. We are part of the soul, so we rarely recognize that it is working for us. But in the crystal shop, you probably realize that even the glasses were collaborating in your success. So they are talking about here spirituality. So if anybody has any question, they can ask me. Let me unmute their meet all. So with this, I conclude the topic of themes. If you have any problem regarding themes, you can also contact me through your WhatsApp, or even you can call me. All these are very important from your examination point of view.